बम धमाकों के बाद उसके संदर्भ में भारतीय विदेश मंत्रालय इस वक्त प्रेस को संबोधित कर रहा है।
Monitoring the situation, they have already issued helpline numbers. As of now, we have no reports of any Indian casualties. Let me now also brief you on the 3 visits that Prime Minister is going to be undertaking fairly soon. His first visit, in fact, will be to Belgium. Prime Minister will pay his first official visit to Brussels on 30th March 2016 for the 13th India-EU Summit at the invitation of the President of the European Council, Mr. Donald Tusk, and the President of the European Commission, Mr. Jean-Claude Juncker. The European Union is India's leading trade and investment partner and biggest export destination. India and EU are also strategic partners since 2004. The 13th India-EU Summit aims to deepen the India-EU strategic partnership and advance collaboration in priority areas for India's growth and development. The Prime Minister will also hold a bilateral summit meeting with Belgium at the invitation of the Belgian Prime Minister, Mr. Charles Michel. India and Belgium enjoy close and friendly ties. Belgium is India's second largest trade partner within the EU. The bilateral meeting between the 2 Prime Ministers will focus on further enhancing the economic partnership. The 2 Prime Ministers will also hold discussions on regional and global issues of mutual interest. From Brussels, Prime Minister will proceed to Washington, D.C. to participate in the Nuclear Security Summit. I will now give you details on that. The Prime Minister will attend the 4th Nuclear Security Summit on March 31st, April 1 at Washington, D.C. The first Nuclear Security Summit was held in Washington, D.C. in April 2010, followed by the summits in Seoul in March 2012 and The Hague in March 2013. 52 countries and 4 international organizations are expected to attend the 2016 summit. The Nuclear Security Summit process has been instrumental in galvanizing leaders-level attention on the global threat posed by nuclear terrorism and urgent measures required to prevent terrorists and other non-state actors from gaining access to sensitive nuclear materials and technologies. The 2016 summit is expected to take stock of the progress of implementation of the previous NSS communiques work plan, as also outline an agenda for the future. As per past summits, a number of countries may project the respective steps taken by them to strengthen nuclear security since the last summit, including in the form of submissions of national progress reports. India shall also be submitting its national progress report, which will be made public at the summit. India has contributed constructively during the NSS preparatory meetings in 2014 to 16 at the level of Sherpas. Prime Minister will be making some specific announcements and proposals with regard to nuclear security during his interventions at the NSS. These will also be made public in due course. The program of the summit begins with an opening dinner for the leaders on March 31. The thematic discussions during the dinner would be on nuclear security threat perceptions. Thereafter, the thematic discussion during the morning and the afternoon sessions of April 1 would be on national actions to enhance national security, followed by international and institutional actions to strengthen nuclear security. As at the Hague Summit, the concluding session shall be a scenario-based policy discussion. The summit is expected to close on the evening of April 1. The Prime Minister is scheduled to also have some bilateral meetings on the sidelines of NSS 2016. India is committed to the success of the NSS process. India's participation in all the NSSs from 2010 is a demonstration of our high-level commitment in this regard. From Washington, Prime Minister will fly to Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is paying an official visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on 2nd and 3rd April 2016 at the invitation of His Highness King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. This is the highest level visit from India to Saudi Arabia after the visit of the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh to Riyadh in 2010. During the visit, Prime Minister will hold discussions with King Salman on bilateral, regional, and multilateral issues of mutual interest. India and Saudi Arabia share friendly relations based on close people-to-people contacts. The strategic partnership established through the Riyadh Declaration in 2010 envisions a deeper engagement in political, economic, security, and defense areas. In recent years, there has been significant progress in bilateral cooperation in key such areas of mutual interest. Saudi Arabia has become our fourth largest trading partner, with bilateral trade exceeding US $39 billion in 2014-15. Saudi Arabia is also India's largest crude oil supplier, accounting for about 1/5 of India's total oil imports. Indians form the largest expatriate community in Saudi Arabia, and their contribution in the progress and development of their host country is well recognized. There are over 2.96 million Indian nationals presently working in Saudi Arabia. My final announcement pertains to a course that the Center for UN Peacekeeping is organizing for UN Women Peacekeepers. I'm happy to announce that CUNPK New Delhi, the Center for United Nations Peacekeeping, under the Army headquarters, in partnership with UN Women, is organizing the third United Nations Female Military Officers Course, UNFMOC for short, from 21st March to the 1st of April at the Manekshaw Center in New Delhi. The course is being attended by 40 lady military officers from 26 countries. Lady officers from the Indian Army would also be attending this 2-week course. With the growing understanding we have that women are the biggest victims in a conflict, but that they also hold the key to successfully resolving conflicts in a society, the United Nations has been putting great emphasis on inducting more and more lady military officers in all their UN peacekeeping operations around the world. To respond to this growing requirement for lady military peacekeepers, the CUNPK Army Headquarters has partnered UN Women to conduct the third UNFMOC training course for women peacekeepers. Incidentally, the first pilot course of this series was also held in New Delhi in March 2015. The second course was held in South Africa. We are very pleased that the third course is once again back in New Delhi and is being conducted at the CUNPK. This January, CUNPK had also partnered UN Women to host the pilot international training course on conflict-related sexual violence, which was attended by military officers from 35 countries. The gender dimension is an important aspect of UN peacekeeping operations around the world. We are proud that India's CUNPK is in the forefront of training in this important field. That concludes my announcements, and the floor is now open for questions. Akhilesh.
So Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is in China. He has been given red carpet welcome there, and there have been 10 agreements that includes transit and trade treaty as well as railway, airport, international airport making in Pokhara and many things. So after Prime Minister Oli came here in Delhi, and there were several such agreements in Delhi also. So do you think that it is a challenging situation for India vis-a-vis China?
तो अभी आप ये देख रहे थे विदेश मंत्रालय के प्रवक्ता विकास स्वरूप प्रधानमंत्री की यात्रा के बारे में विस्तार से बता रहे थे। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी 30 मार्च से 3 देशों की यात्रा पर जा रहे हैं। सबसे पहले प्रधानमंत्री बेल्जियम जाएंगे और बेल्जियम में भारत और यूरोपीय संघ के बीच जो शिखर सम्मेलन होने वाला है, उस सम्मेलन में, उस बैठक में वो शिरकत करेंगे। बेल्जियम के बाद प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी अमेरिका जाएंगे, क्योंकि अमेरिका में जो है परमाणु सुरक्षा सम्मेलन, न्यूक्लियर सिक्योरिटी समिट, उस पर एक मीटिंग होने वाली है। उस मीटिंग में वो शामिल होंगे। और बेल्जियम अमेरिका के बाद तीसरा देश सऊदी अरब है। सऊदी अरब की राजधानी रियाद जाएंगे और वहां पे दोनों देशों के बीच जो द्विपक्षीय बातचीत है उसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे, तमाम समझौते होंगे। तो प्रधानमंत्री 30 मार्च से इन 3 देशों की यात्रा पर जाने वाले हैं, जिसके बारे में विस्तार से बता रहे थे भारतीय विदेश मंत्रालय के प्रवक्ता विकास स्वरूप।